All right, now it's bumping. Now it's bumping.
We're bumping?
We got.
Is it bumping? Can you hear us? Can you hear me?
Can you hear us? Can y'all hear us?
Check, 1, 2, check.
Wait, you talking now?
We're going to see once it gets. Can you hear me on the headset?
I can hear you on the headset.
The headset's
Yeah,
going?
I can
We're
hear
going.
you on the
Beautiful.
headset.
So we're going.
Can y'all get? Are we getting sound?
There we go. There we are. I hear us.
Sound?
Let's go!
Let's go. Yes.
What did we press?
We got it. We're straight now. We're straight now. Okay. Praise be to He, Lloyd.
Oh,
okay,
no, actually,
we're good.
I can
We're
hear
good.
that.
We're
We're
good.
back.
All right.
All right, bro.
Welcome back to
Box.
the Clout Demons here on Sunday night. We had Lloyd. We had a little call into Lloyd. Lloyd hooked us up. Shout out. There he is. The man, the myth, the legend.
The GOAT.
You're on it, Lloyd.
Are
You're
you
there.
You are. You're
You're
here.
there. Shout out to Lloyd helping us out.
Are you home or are you at Mikey's still? He's at his new home. They adopted Lloyd.
Look at this guy.
Dude, he kept on flicking off Mikey's dog the whole entire time. And he just like wouldn't call his dog the right name. He would flick him off.
Oh, what a character. Yeah, but we're here. You can hear us now. Welcome to the Clout Demons here on Sunday night. Got Noah here, Jack, Stewie on the keys. No Ron tonight. Ron is living up to the name that he dubbed the show, the Clout Demons.
Clout Demon.
He is he's in New Orleans, shadowing a media member for the Pelicans, for the Pelicans Lakers game. Pelicans Lakers game tonight.
Should we tell him the ultimate Clout Demon, like where we kind of got the Clout Demon originated? So we were hiring intern. Ron has been a part of the Jordy
is
Culotta
the Clout
show.
Demon.
He has been a member of the Jordy Culotta show since
Before
last
us.
summer. Yeah,
Before us.
Before us. And we were hiring interns when we moved into the new studio, and Katie and Jordy wanted me and Noah to look over interns. And Ron applied for a job that he already had. So
Not only did he apply for one he already had, on his resume, he included the Culotta show as a past job. And so, I mean,
as a
that's
hiring manager, I just didn't think anyone else was more suited for the job than the person who had.
He
the
fits
current
all the
job.
qualifications.
But Ron Riggs is an absolute dog in the game of networking.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's the king of communications, king of connections, man.
Dude, he's going to the Final Four. I think.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it, but he's doing it. Shout out to Ron, the OG Clout Demon.
Lead us in if you want to talk.
Lead us in,
March
yeah.
Madness.
We could talk about everything. So we've got a lot to cover. The Clout Demons have been going to practice this week. You know, everybody on social thinks it's Jordy, but it's us. We're doing the hard work, okay? I'm just kidding. Sorry, Jordy. I'm sorry, Jordy.
Don't screen share.
No screen share.
But
Tiny
we're out
box.
there at practice, so we can discuss practice. March Madness. We wrapped up the Sweet 16, the Elite Eight, headed to the Final Four in New Orleans.
The Cox went so far.
They did. They did just not. They just couldn't get there. But it's going to be the Blue Blood Invitational in New Orleans for the Final Four, as it's Villanova, North Carolina, Duke, and Kansas.
Yeah, Nova's going for their third national title, second Final Four in the last 5 years. I mean,
It's crazy, dude.
I don't know, Blue Blood, but they're probably one of the best college basketball
Yeah,
programs.
I mean, they probably. I think if you just look in recent history, they probably are.
yeah, they're
I would
modern
say-
day Blue Blood.
I would say they're probably the best recent history. And then we've got the Pelicans, obviously, playing tonight against the Lakers. LSU Baseball. I don't know what happened after Friday. I was actually talking to Ron at LSU football practice Saturday morning, and I was like, dude, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'm gonna watch the games yesterday and today.
I thought they were going to get swept after Friday. It's like, oh, Jesus, when it rains, it pours. Because you lose that heartbreaker against Louisiana Tech in the fashion like that. And then you get your teeth kicked in by Florida. And then you can just see how fast the Avalanche is. I mean, Mikey always talks about it. What was it? His 2011 season. They were piss poor in conference play. And it's hard to recover when you were doing bad in the SEC. But I want to see one more series because this is the best conference in baseball. I mean, you're playing pretty much Major League Baseball. You're going to have Major League guys on every team, and the bottom team's always going to be able to beat the top team. I mean, the SEC has the most parity in it, so I want to see what's going to happen in this upcoming series.
See if they can keep it up. We're not going to blow it out of proportion and say, oh my gosh,
fire Jay Johnson or extend Jay Johnson.
We're not going to win the College World Series off of this past weekend, but it was good to see changes being made to the lineup and to positions in the field. You know,
Thompson
mixing
moving the second.
Thompson, Doty at short.
I think I think keeping Joe Bear in the lineup,
Yep.
bringing him back in the lineup is
absolutely.
huge.
It's huge. I mean, because he
Great game.
matched.
And then you get Giacomo back in right, and you get that defense
Yeah.
too. So it's
Defense and then speed on the base pass.
defense and speed, and you could see it. Like the second game, you could see like LSU pushing and putting pressure on Florida's defense every time we got on the bases. It wasn't just like Friday night where we'd get on base and we felt like we weren't even trying to move a runner over, not even trying to bunt him over, not trying to steal, no hitting runs. But Saturday, it was the boys were hot.
I mean, even today, one of the biggest downfalls of this team was hitting with runners in scoring position or just being able to simply move the guy over to the next base. I mean, it's almost like we play 3 outcome baseball. It's either you walk, strike out, or you hit the ball 450 feet with the Intimidator. But you get 8 guys hit, which the record was 10. I don't know how that's even possible. You hit someone 8 times in the game. But you were able to see they made him pay. Joe Bear probably hit one.
Yeah.
Good God.
He was crushing, dude.
60 off that. So that was really promising. And it's just, you got the game against ULM. See what the pitcher can do. Stay smart. How about Paulie Gervais coming out?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing to me is, whenever we go down on Friday with money on the mound, you kind of feel like it's over because really all we've seen positive from the pitching staff is money. It was Blake Money. Yeah. And so when you go down pitching him, you can just kind of feel like, oh, it's over now. I mean, we just pitched our ace and got whooped. How are we going to do it with a pitching staff that hasn't been able to perform all year? And then to see McHale come out yesterday and pitch 5 great innings, and it was a little shaky at the start of the 6th, but he pitched 5 great innings. The curveball was working.
God. The one that you posted on the social.
Yeah.
The wiffle. It was a junk ball.
It was disgusting.
Wiffle ball, backyard, fastball, and then it's at your knees.
Yeah. And then that gives that boosts everybody's performance, really. I mean, it makes the batters feel more comfortable. They'll be like, well, I mean, I can just swing for the fences because my pitchers are going to strike out the order the next inning.
We had Reiselman come on, and even in the pressers, a lot of them say, like, we have, like, every single guy that pitches, like, they pitch. Like, they have something unique to them. And I kind of thought it was just, like, it's hyperbolic team talk. We're kind of just gassing our guys up. But there's a lot of good arms in this LSU rotation coming out of the bullpen. You look at these freshmen today. I mean, even if I'm going to go back last week, Ventenmeyer was awesome in the second. Will
the super senior, baby.
Stuff. I know Floyd got roughed around against Tech, but Ty Floyd still has great stuff. Reiselman, Riley Cooper. I mean, there is a lot of good arms, and then just managing it. And there's a lot of unique guys to it. And it's not the guy, but there's guys with good stuff. And so it's really interesting if you can just gel it together and have your 2 solid starters, and then you have a great bullpen where you can pick from.
Like you're saying, like there's so much different, it's so much differences
and routes how you want to call the game.
And you could the way you could take it with these pitchers, but they all throw mid to upper 90s, and they all have a
spin rates and stuff like that.
Great spin rate, decent breaking ball. Some of them have a changeup, some of them have a slider. You could just go different ways, and you see that they have a lot of right-handers. It might be a right-handed heavy bullpen, but the right-handers they're bringing in are dudes. It's not it's no drop off when they bring a different guy in.
I mean, if you can have Fontenot pitch great, if you can go those 3 horses of Reiselman, Gervais, Fontenot, I still like Ventenmeyer because he's an old veteran. I mean, they just got to get you
3 closers.
Right. Well, and then it was good to see today you just get to ride out 2 freshmen for the whole game.
Yeah.
Those are 2 young guys you get to ride out for the whole game.
And now you can trust them
against Florida. Game. Yeah. And so, I mean, that's awesome. That you could be like, okay, we got two more guys that have just shown themselves to be legit. And they did it. They didn't do it against Maine or against, ULM in the middle of the week.
Yeah.
They did it against Florida and at Florida.
See, one of my concerns where I'm going to start getting nervous is we have seen the highs and lows, the offense, Maine, this series, and we saw the lows striking out so many times, 17 times in the game, stuff like that. Just looking for a middle, consistent ground where, yes, you still have your bop and you can still win the games with all the swings and misses. But Paul Maneri even said in an interview we posted on Mic'd Up, there's going to be a lot of swing and misses. Yeah. There's a lot of the arms. You can trust the arms because there's dudes in that rotation. But those swings and misses are going to come and get you, especially in situations where you have runner in scoring position.
Yeah. But yeah, this was a very good, very refreshing weekend for LSU baseball. We'll see if they can continue.
Another big thing we're missing is only 2 errors. The last 2 games, only 2 errors.
Did they have an error today?
They had an error today.
Yeah.
One.
Was there one Saturday?
Actually, they only made
think they
one
played
error in
one.
the
I think
last.
they played-
Yeah,
clean
they
game
played
Saturday.
error-free ball Saturday, and then today they came out, and I think it was like the 7th inning when they committed an error. So,
but then you see it was kind of the tables kind of turned because Florida made their shortstop had a very rough day today.
Yeah, he had a tough
he was
day.
just kicking balls around. I mean, he could not feel one. They had a routine double play that ends up being an infield single when you got runners on third because it was Trey Morgan is on first. And I don't remember who hit. I think it might have been Cruz. Hit a
yeah,
grounder
Cruz hit.
to
Did it go
short.
in between his legs,
Yeah.
and then
And it's a routine double play. Like it was coming. He's going towards second. So all you have to do is field it, a little toss, and then you throw it to first. He doesn't field it cleanly. And so Morgan gets to second, gets to third. So now you got runners on the corners instead of
runners at
2
first
outs.
and second, or
You know what I mean?
double play.
I'm trying to look at Thompson's stats for today. I am really proud of Jordan Thompson because a lot of people have been down on him. He swung the bat really well in this series. And baseball is such a game of just mental fortitude and just moving him, knowing he was struggling, kind of, he had that one big home run, the walk-off home run, and I could just, you're young, you're a sophomore, and just moving everyone down on you, see if that would affect him. But he was so mentally strong this weekend. He hit the ball well. He was clean fielding. Was able, I'm just happy that I thought it'd fuck with your head.
yeah.
Like if I got moved to second, I'd be like, shit, I'm in a hole right
Yeah.
now.
Well, especially
I can't
after
get out of it.
your freshman year. I mean, you're playing short the whole season,
Yeah.
your whole freshman season.
You're the guy.
And so you're like, oh, I got this position locked up for the next 2 years. And so, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it shows maturity. And it also shows buy-in to Jay Johnson, who was catching a lot of flack after losing a Tech in the midweek and then getting whooped Friday night.
Yeah.
The tune about Jay Johnson has definitely changed. But I think that's a testament to him. Jordan Thompson buying in and being like, okay, I'll switch to second and I'll play the position. Like I'll take it and be mature about it. It shows buy-in to Jay Johnson and his message. And so I think that plus 2 great wins, I mean, just shows this was the right hire.
It also hat tip to Dugas getting hit 3 times.
Taking
Not
it,
the start
man.
of the season. He's still hitting fine, but not the start of the season he wants. Hitting lower in the lineup. He doesn't have that protection like he does. A lot of people say you want to have him hit higher on the 5th, but he's still. It's just fortitude.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, he just represents the 8 so well. It's whatever happens. It's just Dugas is gonna continue the standard of excellence, and it's just was shown today. So the boys are hot. Big midweek game against Monroe, and then the
ULM.
series against Auburn.
Yeah. So I mean,
imagine how fast this narrative can change.
yeah,
You go-
the
you get
season
hot.
the season can go do a full 180 now. I mean, like if they can keep this thing rolling. I mean, this is the team that you thought you were getting when the season started. Like the baseball game I watched yesterday, I was like,
This is
That's
this
what
is
I was
the baseball
expecting.
team we expected.
where
Yeah.
Jobert comes up, hits a 2-run shot, and then Dugas comes back up.
Yeah, they
solo.
Wait, was it who got hit before Jobert? Was it Thompson got hit? Jobert home
Cruz
run.
got hit. Who else got hit?
No, but they hit.
Dude,
They
guys
went
got
back
hit
to
all
back.
day.
They went back to
But
back
yeah,
with
it went
home
back
runs.
to back Saturday, and I mean that's what we were expecting.
That's what you
Hell in the
expect.
cell. Just,
It
oh
was
my
just-
God,
just
he's
like-
up now.
Yeah, like you're just gonna have to intentionally walk everybody.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to, and so it was cool to see that team actually play.
And Travinsky had 2 home runs this weekend.
Yeah,
You let
and
him.
speaking of
You
Travinsky-
let him get hot.
Dang.
He hit the ball out of.
absolutely
Did he hit that ball out of the stadium? Like
I mean, probably.
behind. It went behind the hill that was in left field.
But
So
he-
it was
Weird
for sure.
stadium.
Yeah,
pimped-
weird stadium.
He
for
pimped
Florida.
that bomb today.
Yeah.
Like he didn't even. It was a no doubter. He swings, hits it, drops the bat, and just
like-
is walking. Like not even just walking. He's like walking in slow motion. Like just like
He knew it. He knew it.
He knew
got
it, and it
all
was
of
awesome.
I mean, he's got some farmer strength to him. He's a strong cat.
awesome.
I enjoyed the rowdiness that LSU played with this
Yeah.
weekend, like the passion and like because Friday night Florida was kind of like
Yeah.
in our face,
what
like
up?
yeah, what up, and then Saturday we respond.
I wonder if Jay Johnson
And
pulled
they,
him out.
I think he did.
Challenged
he
them.
had to, he had to have challenged them because, like, as a coach, you see your guys like kind of LSU kind of back down Friday night
Right.
in a sense. Like we kind of tucked
Like
our
got hit in the
tail.
mouth and backed
Yeah,
up, yeah.
and then Saturday you see them come back to the ballpark with a little different mentality, and they come up. They have a different approach at the plate, and they just playing ball. It looked like they were playing free, and it turned into.
It happened on Sunday.
And
too.
hopefully this turns into a thing. Like it continues.
Continuous cycle. Let's get hot
let's
from it.
go. Let's go up.
Consistently.
Right.
Ringing the bell, yeah. Because you can see how fast that season can change on you. Remember those losses, those punches to the face.
Ole Miss got swept by Tennessee this weekend.
Yeah. And speaking of
Texas gets
did y'all see that
Texas,
play?
The stealing home plate. I tell you what, that pitcher is going to be scarred. Like he's going to get the yips because he can't come together and look down anymore. He's just going to
be the back of his head now.
He's going to be staring at the plate the whole time. Like he's never going to look back at the ball in his glove because, like, imagine, okay, the ball game is tied. You come set. You hear the crowd erupt. You look up, and the game's over. Like it's over.
You can't even do anything.
You can't do anything. I mean, like that has got to be the worst feeling ever.
That has got to be the most sickening thing. Like,
can you get it on NDI?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Is it on? It's on Twitter.
Yeah, we're gonna try and pull it up.
What's the username? The guy that posted it.
I don't know if it works like that.
Texas Tech posted it on there. Like,
YouTube don't flag us.
Well, shout out to Texas Tech's
and on the
Twitter.
Bible, I
yeah,
don't.
shout out to
Texas
Texas
Tech's
Tech Baseball's Twitter.
But this play,
we're vaccinated. Please.
this play is crazy. Because they all see it. This guy has no idea. Like that's gotta suck. You have no clue when you look up. The game is over.
I can't even throw it over.
What are you thinking in that situation? Like when you see this dude come across home plate? Like what do you? I wouldn't even want to go back to the dugout, honestly. Like, what did his coach tell him? Like, I want to know that conversation.
Peter losses this year.
Yeah.
He's the guy hit him with the horns
Texas
down.
State. But like, that's rough, and that sucks for the pitcher because I don't think he'll ever be the same. Like at least this season, like it's gonna mess with him. And if it doesn't, I mean, kudos to him because that would mess with me. Because like that's your routine. Like that's what you do every time.
Yeah.
And now you can't do that.
And pitching's all about comfort.
Yeah. And so now you can't do that. It's like getting you're at the free throw line. You have to change your free throw routine. Like it's gonna mess with you. So
what was your Saturday? So you boys went to football practice.
Yep.
Watched baseball. How was football?
Football was great. It was really cool. Yesterday to see, we got to watch some 11-on-11 action, which was
they
awesome.
give you the good stuff.
And so we got to see that, and then it was great. I mean, just practice in general is so much different than from when we were going for summer practices. Just because it's more organized, and but we actually got to see this over the summer. We just watched the same stuff.
Yeah, I was just gonna say they gave us the
same drills every day.
I was like, wow, that's
and so
much I could do.
And then even just where you can go on the field. Like last year, we could go up one sideline and one end zone, but now you get this sideline, this sideline. Like you get
that side?
You get close. You get to get close and see it. And so to watch some 11-on-11 was so cool.
Who stood out to you?
Were you
watching linebackers?
First of all, no. I watched first team offense.
Okay.
The O line looked great. I don't know how hard they were going.
The boys right here.
But the O line looked great. This is
our footage
from Colorado.
Little Nussmeier, and so that's Besh there catching the ball. But that was a cool moment because he kind of stops in the middle of the drill, and you can hear a coach yell, "Finish!" And so he's able to get back.
Great footage.
Yeah, this is great footage.
This was cool. This was I think first team offense and first team defense. But they mixed up the quarterbacks a little bit.
How's Jaden?
Jaden was taking first team snaps at QB. I'm not gonna overthink it and dive into it too deep. But Jaden was taking the first team snaps. Here's a little John Emery. It's good to see him.
I'm so happy he's bought in. He's found his love for football again, and it's just so because he's such an interesting case. He's so talented. You watch his high school tape, like this kid is unreal. And it's just before, his heart wasn't in it. He wasn't taking the right classes, and now he's just like Frank Wilson showed him the Lord. He's bought in. He wants to play. He's athletic. He can be a playmaker, catch the ball. I mean, that's scary.
I'm ready to see if we can finally get the John Emery that we've been waiting on.
I mean, you caught a glimpse of it in 2019 when he caught that ball out the backfield.
Against Georgia Southern.
And slides, but you only got that one. It's like he gives you tidbits. He teases you. He's teasing you. I need the whole meal. And so, give me the whole meal, John.
He's not somebody that stood out to me the most, but John Emery is somebody that I'm so excited to see what we're going to get. Because you can get either the John Emery we've gotten, or you can get Vanderbilt in 2020 John Emery every game.
or Alabama.
Or
the
Alabama,
run
like, you
against
know what I mean?
Alabama, like
You can get the 5-star recruit that you were
blown
hoping for.
away, just unreal
Yeah.
pass catching, just can break one any second, nothing, something out of nothing.
Yeah. Brandon Reese talking about linebacker. So Baskerville, I don't think Baskerville's been out there. Mike Jones and Greg Penn have been getting first-team snaps at linebacker.
he was out there
Good for
when I
Mike
went.
Jones.
He was there on
Tuesday, like the
okay.
first practice, but I didn't see too much 11 on 11, but he was out there doing drills. I don't know if it might have been something like he might have had a class or no, it was Saturday. So
yeah. I mean, there's other stuff that could be going on. But you know, Mike Jones looks great. He's flying around.
Who do you think could be this year's Damone? Someone who just has never really been able to put it together. It's all the potential in the world, and this is their year.
I would say Mike Jones because, I mean, you saw what he could do at Clemson. Like, if you watch his tape at Clemson, he was a player. Like, he wasn't just somebody. Right. He was playing almost every down for them. But if he could find his role as a middle backer, as a Mike linebacker in this league,
have him in the right spot.
yeah. But I think they might try to like move him around a little bit. But I don't know if I just don't know if he's like the Mike. You know what I mean? Like Damone is a true Mike.
Yeah. I think Baskerville will probably.
I'm waiting for Michael to finally. This is the year.
Yeah. But then there's guys like Jordan Tolles, who's out there at safety,
athlete,
ready to see if he can put some stuff together. But speaking of the DB room, those transfers look amazing. Bernard Converse from Oklahoma State is an NFL cornerback. Mekhi Garner is an NFL cornerback. And then you got Joe Fouché, who looks great. And Gregory Brooks, who had the little interception on Nussmeier at practice the other day. And so it's good to see this team out there going 11-11. It's really cool to watch. But I'm just excited to see them put it all together during the season.
My biggest takeaway has not really been from the practice, which I'm going to go Tuesday for my first practice, but everything that I hear from the pressers and now the locker room and the new stuff put it on, there is a meticulous plan that is placed and it's tangible how we're going to get there, and they're creating habits. I mean, that's everything that Brian Kelly was saying. It was just so refreshing because what was the former or the latter, what it used to be was there was just, we're going to go out there and we're going to be here as long as we can be, or we don't want to do anything extra, let's just get in here, let's get out. You know what I mean? But it's like we are meticulous now. Like everything is done with a purpose. We're going to sleep with a purpose. We're going to eat with a purpose. And I don't think that was there. It was just such a free reign circus. And I mean.
And one word that's been repeated by the players, we got to talk to the players after practice yesterday, was accountability. Mm-hmm. And so Jack Best talked on it a little bit more. And he just said that it's been instilled in the players to hold each other accountable. Which is awesome to hear. I mean, because if you can instill it into the players, into the leaders, it's going to go even farther with the younger guys and the other players. And so that accountability, and you could even see it in that clip where they're yelling at Jack to finish. I mean, that's accountability.
Hold it,
You're going to finish your rep. And then you saw it with Matt House and the little linebacker drill. I mean, he didn't pick up the fumble the right way, so they're like, the guy that was next, scoot back, you're doing it again. Like, you're not going to go sit out and you're going to come get this rep.
In March.
In the beginning is for the first practice. And so, like, that's awesome to see. And then my favorite thing is seeing Brian Kelly walk around with that notepad. Like, that's just, you have Coach O who's out there red in the face, yelling at the top of his lungs, looking like an idiot. And then you got Brian Kelly who's not really yelling much, and he's taking his notes, and he's pointing things out, and it's just cool. And then he's letting his assistant coaches coach. He's letting them get – I mean, you got Mike Denbrock who's out there with the offense running stuff. Cortez Hankton was with the receivers, and he's even walking on the field and helping them get set and what they're going to do, like drawing it out for them. And so it's just cool to see the assistant coaches go and do their job. And Brian Kelly kind of sit back and take notes and be like, we're going to – be organized.
What it used to be was Jake Peets. Well, that's Peets' fault, and we've never ran that play on Peets. And it's just like Kelly's going to be accountable, the team's going to be accountable, but he's also going to let his coaches coach.
Yeah.
I think also what I've noticed with the accountability thing is one of the demises that occurred to the program was everyone wanted to get their roses before they were earned. It's like, I made it to LSU that 2019 NIL, give me my roses, and it's just like we haven't done anything below standard, and we're trying to get back the standard. I think it's now become a realization that we are not at the standard of excellence that we once thought. There's no roses right now. We got to earn them. And, I mean, as LSU fans, we always fall into it because we're so passionate.
Yeah.
Like, we want to throw the roses. Like, we want to give you praise. So.
Yeah.
But I think now it's the accountability of people realizing, like,
yeah. And that's
day
good to
by
see.
day, we got to get our shit done.
And that's
Win
good to
small
see.
victories.
And it's exciting. It's exciting to see things like that.
What do they have for
Things
starting
kinda
wide
changing.
receivers?
So they had, I'm trying to think, Brian Thomas Jr. And then one thing I'm going to say, Jack Besh has been moved back to wide receiver instead of tight
Smart.
end, which
So it's
is
Cole Taylor experience.
awesome. Yeah, so Cole Taylor.
Okay, who was wearing 83? Was that Cole
Do what?
Taylor? Is that Cole Taylor wearing 83 now?
No, Cole Taylor's still 87.
Is he's still
He's
87?
looking good. I mean,
And
Yeah,
then
he does look
Mashburn was
good.
out there at tight end as well. He is on scholarship now after last year.
if Mashburn's on the field, you know we're running.
Yeah,
A
but it's good to see Besh get to play wide receiver, and he even talked about it. He was excited about it. Like he was excited to be able to get back to his natural position, and learn and be able to learn and grow different type of techniques at that position. Because at tight end, it's a little bit different than wide receiver.
He's
You
yeah,
have
he
to-
has to
you
be a
don't-
hybrid role.
Yeah, and so now he actually gets to go all in to the position he wants to play, and that he's going to try to continue to play at the next level. You can just tell he's excited about it.
I just want Chris Hilton to put it all together.
Yeah, he was out there too a lot. Hilton was out there too a lot, and he's just, I mean, he's an athletic freak. Chris Hilton is
Yeah, it's
a guy who athletically could pop and be amazing. And so it's just kind of good to see. I mean, you got two receivers set in stone now with Butte and Besh. And then you've got guys like Jeray Jenkins that are going to be in the mix. You
It's
got guys
pitching.
like
We all have their
yeah.
specialties. Of what
You got
they can
Brian
do.
Thomas out there. You got Hilton. You got Kyron Lazy who looked good, and who's got the best
First team
mentality.
interview.
The best mentality out of
team
any
interview. Oh my
player
God.
ever. I mean, he's just that story he told about driving past
Tiger
Death
Stadium.
Valley and just like tearing up, thinking about, man, I know I can play there. I know I can play there, and now he's there. That's what you want out of a player. That's what you want out of somebody at LSU.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like there's no more like throwing their roads. Like
Right.
these guys want to be here now. I'm
And so it makes you think this guy's going to work his tail off, and he's not going to get comfortable. He's not going to get complacent. He's going to keep grinding until.
and he loves the process.
Until he's out,
Whenever-
yeah.
He loves the grind.
Yep. And so it's going to be cool to see how he grows throughout the year. But the wide receiver room looks good. It's just going to be who can put it all together once the season comes around.
What'd you see from the D line?
So Ron was over at the D line yesterday.
Okay.
Yesterday, but I mean I think we all know what we're getting with this D line. I mean you've got monsters. You got Jaquelin Roy, who's a monster. You got Mason Smith, who's a monster.
Game changer.
Also, have y'all seen the picture of Quincy? Quincy looks like he's
Quincy's
eating
huge.
people. Like he's
Yeah.
still eating people at
And so you
LSU.
I mean, now he's finally on
Uh,
dietary
yeah.
program and like.
But he looks like
tracking
a.
all.
He looks like they put him in a lab, like
Yeah.
Yeah,
Captain
I mean,
America.
he's
Like,
just as raw of a talent that you
Yeah.
can possibly.
His
get.
junior year is probably going to be mind blowing. Like
Yeah.
it's going to be, but I mean, just look at the starting defensive line. If they're in a 4-3 or 3-4, whatever, then the 4 would probably be BJ, Alligay, Mason, and Jaquelin. I mean, that's just
Good
those are monsters.
fucking God. And then
You got guys like Jacobian Guillory who can come in. You got guys like
who's the guy from Alexandria? He's massive.
Jacoby and Guillory.
yeah, that's
him.
Jacobian Guillory, and then you got Desmond Little out there who can get in. You got Quincy. You got Harold Perkins who could be a stand-up outside linebacker.
Guys, Harold Perkins.
I don't think
He's
out
not
there.
here. Demario Tolan's here though.
Yeah.
32. He looks good. Like
he
he
looks
looks
great.
He looks fit for a college. Like he
Yeah.
looks like a college linebacker.
Definitely.
He looks like somebody that might be one of those linebackers that might be able to step
Right.
up as a freshman, like that people won't talk about before
Yeah.
the season. Because like
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was on campus, and then
Right.
I saw him and I'm like, who's
This guy's a
32?
dude.
Yeah, he
You
looks
got
like he
guys
looks.
Derek
just fits
Davis
in.
Jr., who's a safety.
But he fits
But he
more
looks
linebacker.
like he could be like
yeah, he's
kinda
a
that-
tween linebacker.
He could kind of be
role.
like the Jamal Adams type role where you
Blitz
got
boy?
where he's your strong safety, but I mean he's gonna hit you in the face, and so it's just good to see that defensive line is gonna be
Oh, I mean that's
It's gonna
what
be
wins
crazy.
the game. They're gonna dictate the game.
yeah, and so I mean that's what you want, and then the flip side, the offensive line, which was
It's just gonna ask.
awful last year,
Revolving.
they look good. Doomerville was out there.
I was just gonna ask. Yeah, so Doomerville's getting.
Doomerville's getting some first team reps. Was he? I think it might have been a right tackle. But the one guy that looks great is Will Campbell. We don't get to see Emory Jones, who people have said is more physical than Will Campbell. But from what I saw from Will Campbell yesterday, if you're more physical than him, you've got to be a freak because that dude is huge.
Do we have
And-
that Will Campbell video?
Yeah, if you can pull up that clip. I mean, the thing about this clip is he gets off balance at first, and then he pushes right back, and he's pulling this guy backwards. I mean, he's just shoving him backwards. And so
Make
it's
you
good
feel
to
it.
see.
You can punch in the face when you play.
It's good to see our offensive line be like,
They dictate it.
all turn into what Ed Ingram was last year. Because really, Ed Ingram was the only bright spot we had last year. The only guy that's really going to get after it and get in your face. It's good to see the entire line kind of turn into that. You know what I mean? And so if they can
Emery's
all
gonna
put that
start.
together.
I think Emery and Willow both are going to start.
I don't know if they'll start game one, but I think over time because I
Juan
think
Martinez.
these transfers are going to be great. Miles Frazier and then what's the other guy's name? Gosh, I forgot his name. The guy from the other small. But look at Will. I mean, he gets off balance
that.
and then just shoving this guy. That's
That's
somebody that should still be in high school right now.
That's Xavier Carter too.
Tremont Shorts, that's his name. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's
Xavier
been
Carter.
he's been at LSU for what, 2 years, 3
Yeah.
years. So I mean, he's
And
been
this
in the
guy,
weight room.
This guy in 66 is supposed to be in high school right now.
Supposed to be going to prom.
And then you got
Yeah, he
Tremont
should be a
Shorts,
prom.
number 52, who I think is going to be great. And so, I mean, he's going head up. Look, 52 is going head up with Mason Smith.
Mhm.
I mean,
Good luck. With
Look
that.
at Big Mason. Look at him.
but
though.
I mean, these guys,
Mason is going to absolutely be a game wrecker.
yeah. And so, seeing the line work is going to be great. I mean,
Trenches. I'm
that's
hot for
where we're
trenches.
going to have to start as a football program is building up this trench. And that's Brian Kelly.
You got a
That's
great
his
running
game.
back room. You have a deep
Yeah,
Yes.
an NFL running back room.
running back room.
if we could get Noah Kane eligible, I don't know what's up with, like, I haven't seen him at practice.
Transfer and all that.
Yeah, I
stuff.
know he has to get all his transfer stuff
Well, we
together.
are the Harvard of the South, so
Yeah.
it's hard for us.
Yeah,
Harvard of
definitely.
the South. Kiss my ass. But yeah, if he can get right and we could have John Emery and those freshman running backs from last year, Corey Connor and Imani Goodwin, take that
Yeah.
second step,
I think Goodwin can
we
take
have
that
that. We have a room.
I mean, even Kiner, my God,
Yeah.
no one was blocking from the whole entire season. He's
He's
something
making
out of
positive.
tackles
Yeah.
3 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
What do you average as a freshman per carry?
I'm not sure.
I mean, he was getting hit behind the
That's,
line.
that's what
every
I'm saying. If
single
he
time.
averaged anything above 3, is
Yeah,
mind
honestly, if he
blowing.
averaged anything above 1.5, it was impressive. I mean, because half the time the ball's still getting handed off when he's getting hit. I mean, they were just come on through, come hit him.
Watch out for Kiner.
And yeah, Kiner is going to be a monster.
Absolutely.
And he's one of those people that doesn't look good in shorts and shirts. Like, he doesn't look good and, like, without pads on. I'm not gonna say he doesn't look good, but you know what I mean. Like, he's not like he's gonna be like, oh my god,
No,
like,
he's
look
one
at
of
him.
those guys like just in these type of practices
He's
where you're
not-
just running with no
Yeah,
contact.
he's not a practice player.
Bro, he's not SEC caliber.
Yeah,
Once
he puts on the pads. It's like it's
Punches you in
serious.
the face. Yeah, they're like,
He's
oh, this is an
all
SEC
right,
guy.
yeah, he's too good.
Once
he might
guys
be.
start bouncing off him, you're like, yeah, okay, maybe he was Mr. Ohio football.
Yeah,
Like, this all
yeah.
makes sense. Because I remember that last year, they were just like,
Eh.
you can't run.
Right.
When it was just no pads, and then you start seeing him breaking every single tackle.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's Corey Connor.
Yeah.
He starts hurdling everybody.
I'm ready. I'm excited to see if they can put it all together finally. Because a lot of times last year, you get bits and pieces. This was working, and then this was working. Then the next game, this was working. Like you
The
just
pull.
never had. Do what?
The dreaded pull.
Yeah.
Oh,
And so I mean, it's just finally see if they can put it all together. And I think Brian Kelly's the guy that can get that done. And it starts with the accountability that they've all been stressing. Speaking of getting it done, St. Peter's.
The cock.
Everybody's
So
everybody's favorite team, man. They won us all over, and they couldn't get it done today. They finally. I mean, it was bound to happen at some point.
The Cox fell short.
They did.
Life story of everyone's life.
So my ex told me.
But
How much did they end up losing by?
they lost by 20, 69-49.
Yeah, 69-49.
Um,
Yeah, they just started it
I was
slow.
gonna say,
Yeah.
it started
And
off
then-
bad
I mean,
for him.
I mean, North Carolina controlled it from the jump.
Baycock is absolutely
Yeah, I mean, he's a monster.
Real. 22 rebounds, 16 points, a couple blocks. I mean, he is.
Like it's like, where do they get these kids
Yeah.
from? Like, I mean, every year you look up and Duke, North Carolina, and Kentucky have players, and you're just like, where did he
I
come
don't know
from?
where they got him from, but I
Like-
know how they got him.
Their best
Yeah.
player is Brady Manick.
Oh, yeah, Larry Bird.
Larry Bird, bowl cut. If you
Oh,
go back.
yeah, that
Yeah,
guy.
monster.
Yeah, but no, he's been unreal in their tournament.
Yeah,
I mean, what St. Peter's did was unreal.
it's awesome. History was made.
I wonder what's going to happen with their coach if someone's going off from. What made them so good was St. Peter's was winning games because they made it difficult for everyone. You
Yeah.
had to do
Yeah,
stuff you didn't want
the way
to
they
do.
played
You didn't
defense
feel
was
comfortable.
serious.
And it just They
No,
got out-athleted today.
Yeah, that's what it came down to.
They play in the MAC or whatever they play in, and they play in the ACC.
Yeah, I mean, it just came down to North Carolina's got monsters, and we really don't.
Cocky,
But yeah, I mean, he's an absolute freak. But you know, I think the St. Peter's coach really showed his mind, especially that Purdue game. The way they played defense on Purdue.
Yeah, they would go to this, or they run a 1-3-1 and they go back to a matchup.
Yeah, and then they just completely took one of the best players in the country out of the game. I mean, Jaden Ivey was never a factor.
Except that one moon three he had.
At the end, yeah. I mean, that was beautiful.
God,
beautiful. But they took the guy that's going to be a top 5 pick out of the game completely. Yeah. And, I mean, if you – I saw a picture of St. Peter's home gym. And, I mean, it looks like a high school gym. Yeah, it looks like my high school. Like, it's just – but – their coach really showed his mind. And so it was really cool. It's just sad to see it finally happen. You knew it was going to come at some point. Like, I know they weren't going to win the national championship.
I wanted them to beat Duke. I wanted it to end that way. You close Coach K's storybook
with a 15
like that
seed.
with Doug Eder holding a little Buffalo Wild Wing. I know
Awesome.
they lose in the next game, but we don't have to talk about that in the Disney script.
Yeah. But
it is a rec center. Their
home
home gym is a rec center.
Legit.
It's called the Yantelli Recreational Life Center.
Yeah.
Bro, you had to go for pressers after the game. They had to go to the bottom, like the basement where the pool is, and you have like 5-year-olds running with pool noodles while the visiting coach is getting ready to do his Zoom presser. And then there's no hot water there, so you have to take like a cold shower. Some teams are like, we're not even going to shower here. We'll shower when we get back.
Yeah.
They didn't have music in their weight room because it bordered philosophy.
Would you look at that? 247 reported it an hour ago. So basically right after the game ended. St. Peter's coach Shaheen Holloway is finalizing deal to become the next head coach at Seton Hall. Shout out to Carl Dunn who put it in the chat. But yeah, I mean he's already on the way out. But good for he's gonna be a coach you're gonna have to deal with for the coming years. Because I mean he was legit.
Fuck.
He's legit. No, I don't blame you. I mean, because now he's gonna have even better athletes. Like you saw what he was doing with Doug.
And
Doug, I love you.
He'll
Doug
have a recruiting
Doug is
budget.
now my idol because I mean I was Doug, but I just couldn't. I just wasn't as good as Doug. But I mean now he's not gonna have Doug. He's gonna have what was the guy from Seton Hall a couple years ago that was a freak. That was just drilling shots.
Powell.
Yeah.
Miles
Powell. I mean, now he's going to have Miles Powell instead of Doug Edert. And so he's going to be playing in Seton Hall's arena instead of – you about to pop that picture up there, Stewie?
Yeah.
He's going to play at Seton Hall instead of this place.
Look at
look at this.
This is
almost went to the Final Four.
That's a high school gym.
I was going to say, that's a high school gym. Like I've seen high school gyms better than this. Way better than this.
That's crazy.
My high school gym was nicer than that.
Yeah. No, I mean
I know a lot of high school gyms.
They still have wood bleachers.
Oh God.
I mean, who has wood bleachers? But still,
such a high school scorers table too. Like it's still like everything.
This is high school, man.
Wow. So Final Four is written: Villanova versus Kansas, Duke, North Carolina meeting for the first time.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's the first time ever.
First time ever in the tournament.
Ever.
But I mean, it's
that's gonna be
cool to see it because I mean, you saw how bitter the last game was. I mean, it was Coach K's final.
Duke.
You know,
money line instantly.
They built that game up. Everything was tailored just for a Duke win, and then North Carolina spoils it. Well, now Coach K and Paolo are playing their best basketball. Like Duke is playing their best basketball right now, but so is North Carolina.
Yeah,
so we're going to get a great matchup.
Is this going to be the most anticipated college basketball game? Can you think of anything more anticipated than this?
Probably. I mean,
no.
Duke, North Carolina, Final Four.
Not college basketball.
Coach K's career's on the line.
Yeah.
And winner goes to the championship. They're both playing their best. Hubbard Davis. Hubert Davis. Yeah, Hubbard, tell us. I'm saying something else. I always call him that. Hubert Davis, first season, Final Four. There's so many storylines. ESPN's just
it's going to be. ESPN's ecstatic right now.
So I got Duke, Kansas, national championship.
Okay.
Duke, Kansas.
Yeah. See, Villanova, I think.
Justin Moore,
but that Justin Moore Achilles hurts because I think Villanova is probably who I would have had playing in it.
I have them winning the title.
Yeah, because they're just. I mean, the seniority. I mean, they're mature. They got how many seniors do they have?
The whole starting lineup.
Yeah, the whole starting lineup senior. I mean, that's what you want in the tournament.
If I could pick one point guard, you call him.
Yeah, and so, but that torn Achilles really hurts.
You never see that in college basketball. That's so crazy that they have a starting five of seniors. Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's like unheard of almost in college basketball.
Well, not just that, but the way they play is
Jay Wright
it's beautiful, dude. Like you just watch them, and they're driving in, and guess what it is? It's a jump stop. It's a 2-foot stop every time.
Yeah,
and it's like, and you're like, oh my god.
Basketball art.
And they hit their foul shots, and they don't turn it over.
Like James Naismith is smiling down. He's like, that's what I did.
This is what I created.
That's the game I created right there.
I think Jay Wright's the best coach in college basketball
I
right now.
would agree with
This
you.
is his prime.
I think Kelvin Sampson's up there, just because he's doing it consistently at Houston, who's really not even a powerhouse.
But Wright's just...
But Jay Wright, I mean, because every year they're a favorite to win it. Every single year. And not only are they a favorite, because Gonzaga's a favorite every year, not only they're a favorite, but they actually make it happen.
They used to not be able to make it happen.
Yeah,
And they got the monkey off their back.
Now they can do it, and they've done it consistently. Even if you go back to that Josh Hart team, I mean, they're doing the same thing. It's the same thing every year, and they can just
fundamentally well coached. You don't turn the ball over.
Yeah.
Play to your strengths, and then you have someone that can come off the bench and shoot 45%.
Right, and so
It's a privilege.
losing more with the Achilles really hurts, and Kansas looked great in the second half today. First half they did not.
Kansas. Yeah, I had Miami money line.
Yeah, because I mean Miami came out strong, ended the first half strong, and then Kansas was like, "Oh wait, we have a basketball game today," and absolutely
Jobby took off, and it's just
absolutely erupted, and kind of whooped Miami. But shout out to Miami because I mean they had a heck of a tournament. Yeah, I mean they played great. I mean they took down Auburn. Who looked like, I mean, they have a top 3 pick in the draft in Jabari Smith. They took them to, and they just continued, and they look great.
Well, I thought Jabari would go ahead of Paulo.
Yeah,
I'm apologizing as a sports fan and who gives a sports take. I thought Paulo Branchero was a fraud. I thought he was terrible all year until the tournament. That Michigan State game, like they were going to lose to Michigan State.
Yeah.
It's like, we have Paulo Branchero. You don't. He hits a 3, pins someone off the backboard, goes back down, hits another 3. And I was like, okay, yeah. I think just let him take over. I think that's why they're winning now. It's like they can let him take over, and they give it to Williams, and they give it to Roach. It's just like, who's Roach? Oh, it's the top 20 player in the country. I mean, that team is so deep talent-wise, and they got to click. It's like, oh god, they might win.
Yeah, no, I mean they're.
No, I don't want them.
But the thing is, and then you look at North Carolina. Look at North Carolina the other night against.
Love
UCLA.
Love is love.
Yeah.
I texted you too.
Yeah,
Love
Caleb
is-
Love. I mean,
ooh.
goodness gracious. He was literally shooting. Like, there was one play, he shoots it, he misses it. Baycott gets the board, kicks it back to him, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to shoot it again. And he drills it. I mean, he was hitting everything, and UCLA had no answer. And so if he's hot against Duke, I mean, I'm pumped for this game because it's going to be amazing. Because they're both playing.
Wire. It's gonna.
When they're both playing their best basketball of all season right
Ronald
now.
Riggs gets a press pass to this.
Clout Demon.
I wish the Jordy Culotta show had some pull at in the Final Four, but I guess it doesn't really.
I mean, you could
Because I would love.
you could probably stretch something though. We'll have to talk to the J man. See what's up.
But yeah, no, it's gonna be
In the Superdome,
I mean,
one of the best
historical.
basketball
Like,
venues.
the-
I think it's beautiful in the
the
best.
the historic value of it is what's awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
because this is gonna be something that's in history forever. I mean, it's Coach K's 13th Final Four,
UNC versus
taking
Duke
on-
in the Superdome.
and it's gonna be Roy Williams watching from the stands.
I think UNC's been to 21 or something ridiculous.
I think it was 21 or 22.
Final Four. Are you kidding
Which
me?
is
They have 6
amazing.
titles. Let me look this up.
And then, but not only Hubert Davis he's played in a Final Four, and now he's coaching in a Final Four, and I think he's only the second person to ever do that.
Yeah, 21 in Kansas is their 16th Final Four.
Yeah, and then Coach K himself
13.
with his 13th.
And then Jay Wright has 4.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Hubert Davis is the second person to ever play in a Final Four. And
Who would be the other?
coach in. I'm trying. I heard it during.
Let me think.
It was some. I don't
Give me
remember
a
what it
hint.
was.
Give me a hint.
I'm trying to see if I can find it. But
Who do you got for a prediction
I have no idea. I don't remember. It was some random name. I heard it on TV.
for the championship? Who do you think?
Who's going to win it all? I mean, I'm just going to go Duke. I mean, they're going to pull it out. I mean,
I don't want it to end.
They
like
have the
that.
best
Life
player.
Life
They have the best
doesn't
player
work
out of all
like
4
that.
teams.
Life doesn't work like
I know.
that. Sorry, no.
If I'm going blind pick,
Duke.
Kansas.
I would agree.
Dude, no, they always don't.
Yeah,
I've
I-
been burned so many times with
I know.
Kansas basketball.
But I mean, I'm still upset about the Will Wade thing too, and their
Yeah.
coach is still coaching. So
Yeah,
like,
that's
fuck
all
Kansas.
Yeah,
that's why I hate
Actually, I'll
myself.
go UNC.
Yeah.
Because
Will
of
Williams
MJ.
drinking a bottle was fucking me.
Yeah. But no, I think Duke's going to pull it off. Just because, because I think if they beat North Carolina, they win the whole thing. In my opinion.
No, the
Because I
winner.
think-
Yeah, I mean, these
I
are the
think
two
if
best
they,
teams.
I think if they
This is
beat
the
North
national
Carolina,
championship game.
yeah, essentially. But I mean, I think if North Carolina makes it, I mean, Kansas could whoop them. But I think if Duke wins it, because this is the
They always
obstacle.
they play each other close.
Yes, this is the obstacle right here. This is the team you didn't beat on Coach K's final night,
They ruined it.
and you have to pull it off now. But
When's the game? Friday.
I think so. I'm guessing.
I don't want to wait
think
that
it'll be-
long.
But yeah, and then shout out to the Pelicans. Pelicans were down 23 at one point, and they beat the Lakers tonight.
They won?
Yeah, they won the game.
How? How did they come back?
They pulled it off. Dude.
What?
They had an amazing third quarter. They scored 41 in the third.
Who went off?
Brandon. This was Brandon Ingram's first game back, and he had
boys
I
are
think he had
cooking.
30, 28, 30, something like that. But this was a huge game because it kind of wraps up the 9 seed. The Pelicans needed to win it so they could get in that. They're kind of already in the play. They're in the play-in now. They're going to be in the playoffs.
Brandon Ingram had 26.
26, yeah.
Zion
And so,
Williams.
LeBron had 39.
yeah, LeBron was electric to start the game.
Poor LeBron, man.
Yeah, poor
he
LeBron.
He put it all out there because he knew. I mean, this game was essentially for the 9 seed, and he came in and knew that he scored 20 to kind of start off the game, and was just hitting everything from anywhere. But the Pelicans pulled it off. They had, let's see how many points.
You
they
know
had.
who the number 1 seed is in the East?
The Heat? Is it still the Heat?
Nope.
The Celtics are the 1 seed now.
And Jason Tatum's only 19.
Look at him.
Jason
Look
Tatum's
at
only
him.
19.
How long has he been 19?
You know who's gonna play his first round?
Who's it gonna be?
Pelicans.
Kyrie's
No.
bringing his bitch ass to
Kyrie.
the Garden.
Gonna be old, I mean, but they're in the play. They're in the
Ky-
play-ins. I mean, they could lose.
Kyrie can play home games now.
Yeah.
He's back.
Bring the smoke.
He said he's so
if Kyrie
happy.
Irving came to Garden when it's full capacity, the Celtics are the 1 seed. He's not gonna emotionally be able to do it. He will not. He's a fruitcake mentally.
Or he's gonna
Or-
come in there
or he
and
comes
drop
in and
60.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, and that would be awesome.
'Cause-
As
because-
somebody who's not a Celtics fan doesn't really care.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Because Kyrie is like one of those players that's like, he's kind of like MJ. Like he has that MJ attitude where like if something
does
really
not have an
if-
MJ
no,
attitude
if
at
something
all.
pisses him
No.
off, like if you like get at him, like get under his skin, he'll give you buckets. Like 60, 70, 50, whatever you want. And then KD's playing like KD's been playing.
Yeah,
And
70
it's
people
just-
infected from COVID.
But Kyrie, in my opinion, is the most skilled player in the league.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
He's
I was
best
watching
hands of all time.
his pregame warm up, and I mean, he's a monster. But yeah, the Pelicans are going to be in the playoffs. It looks like, so it's good to see. Got Ron holding down the pressers
So
over
there's
there.
no Zion. Like it doesn't even matter if there is a playoff game. They're not gonna let Zion Williams play.
Whatever, dude. I don't even want to think about it. Like,
Yeah.
because he should be playing. Like, just play. Let him play. But yeah, they were trailing by 20 at halftime. Without
Pelicans
Zion, they
going
did
away.
this.
Do you think? And this is August of the CJ McCollum trade.
Yeah, no, CJ, and then Willie Green. But they finally had their death lineup back tonight.
Mm-hmm.
They had the lineup that they've been waiting. They had CJ, Herb, Ingram, Jackson, and Jonas. I mean, then that
That's a
lineup's on the
great
floor.
lineup.
That lineup's on the floor, dude. They're dangerous. They're dangerous. And when you have a team like the Lakers who just don't have any chemistry at all, go up against a team like the Pelicans who have a whole lot of chemistry because of Willie Green. I mean, Willie Green has completely changed
You guys play great.
the direction of
defense,
the
too.
franchise. Yeah, well, I mean, that's all Herb, dude. Herb was the best draft pick,
You get.
and he was the steal of the draft.
Look at that
Without a
guy,
doubt.
man. Look at that guy.
Who's our guy here?
Look at that guy.
Rhonda Don, baby,
How
Smoothie
do you
King
get that
Center.
up
You
so
know
Look
it.
at that guy.
You know it.
Look at
Staff
that
Media
guy.
Dining Area. He's living my dream.
Look at that guy, man.
Shout out to Ron. That is awesome. That's the Clout Demon right there.
Yeah.
Straight up.
No, fuck.
Straight
OG
up.
Clout
God.
Demons.
Straight up. Yeah, be careful.
You
Don't
see
let
why I
that
had to
thing-
hire him?
Yeah.
I had to hire him.
Hire that guy. That's the Clout Demon right there. Shout out to Ron. That is awesome. He's living the dream. He's living my dream because that said media dining. So you get to watch Pelicans game and get free food. Count me in.
Bro, I bet the media dining at the Pelicans arena is
Count me in.
because I've
Love
been in
Smoothie King.
a suite like during a like high school football game,
Yeah.
like in the dome, and then the
Right.
sweet food.
Well, I mean,
was
I was in
It
the
was hot,
LSU
boys.
football press box and it was great food. I mean, imagine professional. But yeah, shout out to Ron. I mean, that's good for him, Clout Demon. But Brandon Reese had a little question in the chat. So, which football coach is under the most pressure in the SEC this upcoming season?
with Jimbo Fisher because he has the most salary on his team.
Not only that,
the most salary.
but not only that, I mean, they just have the number 1 recruiting class.
Yeah, they have the highest
And
salary cap in college football.
They're now the New Georgia, so you recruit well.
You have to win with it, and so we'll see if they can.
And I definitely don't think
I guess Harson's under pressure just because.
because of the stuff that happened. Auburn's trying to get him out.
I personally shake his hand for what he did.
Yeah, but me too. High five, bro. How are you? Like, how is she?
But the other thing about Harsin is, I think this is kind of like a big spit in Auburn's face season. Be like, you want to be gone, and either he spits in their face and loses a bunch of games, or he spits in their face and wins 10.
I mean, they have no patience.
Not at all.
Malzahn got fired.
Yeah,
to beat Bama.
Like who's on Auburn's team that gives them who's that quarterback? Who did they get a transfer quarterback? No, they got a transfer quarterback.
Oh,
Calzada.
Calzone.
Oh yeah, they got
Calzone.
Yeah, they got the Calzone.
Yeah, but I just don't. I don't see them as being like a threatening team in the SEC this year.
I think Jimbo Fisher is 100% under the most pressure.
Yeah.
I think Brian Kelly's under a lot of pressure.
But he's not under as much pressure as Jimbo.
Not as much as Jimbo, because Jimbo's been there, and he's finally got the recruiting class that you win national championships off of. Mm-hmm. And I think if you don't make noise this season, it's rough. You don't have to win the whole thing this season because, I mean, the recruiting class are freshmen, right? And so, I mean, you kind of put a lot of stock into their junior year. But I think this year, I mean, you can't go 8-4 again. You can't go 7-5. Like, you have to win 10 football games.
I think I don't want to say pressure, but there is Ole Miss. Because there's a new chapter in Ole Miss. Like, they actually have a functional quarterback. Like, Corral's going to be the first quarterback to go in the first round since Eli Manning. And that was 2003. They get Jackson Dart from USC. It's like they want to say Lane Kiffin is the guy, the offensive guru. And it's like, okay. This is the test. Like,
Let's see it. Yeah.
Like, you will be a notoriously known guru if you can get this year going.
And then obviously Kirby Smart's got some pressure. I mean, he just won the national championship. But I mean, I think
he just bought himself so much time.
I don't think he has as much pressure as Jimbo.
Unless he implodes like Orgeron.
Yeah, I mean that would be a bad look. But I don't think Kirby would do that. Kirby's too smart.
Yeah, Kirby doesn't.
No pun intended.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Ooh, no pun intended. Great
I didn't
pull.
even think about that. That was awesome. But yeah, I think it probably goes Jimbo, and I would put Brian Kelly second with the most pressure because
of all the money, and
just all of it, but this team is talented. Like, this team has a lot of guys.
I think it's pressure of just how fast the landscape has shifted for the program, and how we were talking about before. It's just like you become. Well, we were saying you could never become Nebraska football,
right? But
you've seen before powerhouses fall, and it's just like that can happen.
And we were LSU was on the verge of that. Like, if LSU keeps O for another year, or like lets him try to bridge it or whatever, fix it. I think we get to that. Like, we get into that Nebraska talk, that Tennessee talk, to where LSU falls out of the realm of college football to where nobody's even thinking about LSU anymore. And that's where we were. Like, they were literally laughing at us on ESPN last year and in 2020. Like, you could turn on game day every week and they had an LSU
after winning
joke.
A national championship.
After winning a national championship, they had an LSU joke ready. Ready to go, and they're fucking holding their stomachs laughing at us.
A whole lot of pressure on Brian Kelly just because you can't have anything remotely similar to last year.
And it's just feel like they're gonna do. Oh, you should not have been dancing on this.
And they have the guns loaded, ready to shoot jokes at them, to make fun of the program, to make fun of the family, I mean, all of it. Like, they've been doing it for so long, they're gonna put a lot of pressure on them. But obviously, Jimbo has the most pressure, because like Brandon Reese said, Fisher is currently the third longest tenured head coach in the SEC. So, I mean, that is immense pressure, especially with this recruiting class, with this team. Brandon Dixon, give him some time. I agree. Brian Kelly needs time.
Yeah, as long as they went over 5 games, because you're building a culture.
Yeah,
you're building accountability, and that's all I really want to say.
And so I'm just saying the pressure is going to be on him from the media, from everywhere.
Okay, could I do a cheap answer? I mean, because technically now Texas is in the SEC. Sark.
Yeah, no, Sark's got a lot of pressure. Sark's got a lot of pressure.
I think Sark's going to be my one.
But, Sark's got a lot of pressure on him.
Frost in Nebraska. I don't even know how he still has a job.
Yeah. I mean,
Nebraska.
if you don't win something this year, I mean,
Enjoy wide receiver.
Isn't he a Nebraska
Palmer.
alum? He's a Nebraska alum, right?
Who? Scott
Scott
Frost. I
Frost.
think so,
Yeah. So that's playing a big part in. That's kind of like Jim Harbaugh at Michigan.
Yeah.
He's like, I mean, he's a Michigan alum. They're gonna give him as much time as they possibly can to right the ship.
Fall off this year.
Yeah, they're not gonna be as good. They had a lot of seniors last year.
Not just that. If you saw what happened to Florida this past season, where Dan Mullen's kind of separating himself from the program, saying, I'm going to get an NFL job. Like, I don't really – and then he comes back, and they just fall off, and he gets fired. I'm not saying Harbaugh's going to get fired, but I think that kind of same mentality could happen.
They'll be fine. I mean, even if they go back to the old previous Michigan standard, he was able to inject something into the program that the program hasn't seen in 20 years.
Yeah, I agree.
They beat Ohio State this year. So it's like,
I mean, that gets you 3 years.
I was going to say, that alone bought him some time.
Yeah.
And, like, one thing that I will say about Michigan, though, they did lose their offensive coordinator. And I think they lost their defensive coordinator, too.
Not sure.
So, but offense for sure.
Yeah.
So that's going to play a big part. And, I mean, they have a young quarterback. It's probably going to be breaking a new offensive. It was caveman as fuck. But, I mean, the guy that's got a job.
Luke's defense.
Yeah, their defense was nails. So, they didn't even have to worry about the offense, really. Like, defense created the offense, so to speak.
Do you think Cristobal's under pressure?
Oh,
Not yet.
I mean.
Not yet.
Not yet, but, like, he'll be under pressure because he's going to get recruits. Like, at some point, Miami is going to be, like, back. Miami is going to be the U.
It's not going to be Miami.
Because Florida's too talented. South Florida's way too talented.
I mean,
Miami in general.
Mike Norvell does a job.
Yeah, Miami's the same thing as like Louisiana, like you were talking about earlier. You could go 10 miles in any direction and find a 5-star, 4 or 5-star kid that wants to play for the university, like that grew up knowing what the U is, just like they know what LSU is in Louisiana. So it's the same thing.
Yeah,
that's why Mike Norvell has a job.
Right.
Even though I don't know how long he's gonna have a job. He might be the hottest seat in college football.
Yeah. Let's see. Dustin Blanchard said Coach Brian Kelly has little to no pressure, barring absolute dumpster fire. His job is safe for 3 years at least, not to mention the guaranteed money. No, I agree, but I think there is a lot of pressure on him. Not from the program. I don't think the program is putting pressure on him. Mm-mm. I just think there's going to be pressure from the fan base because you go 6-6. Again, you go 6-7 and lose in the bowl game. I mean, the fans are not gonna be like, it's just it's a transition year. No, they're not gonna buy it. They're not gonna buy it. Obviously, he wouldn't get fired for going 6-6 or 5-7, but the pressure is not coming from the school. The pressure is coming from the fans. It's coming from the media.
Just pent up.
It's coming from everybody but the school because Scott Woodward has tied himself to Brian Kelly, and so the school is gonna ride it out, but the fans. It's not going to be the same. I mean, you saw what they just did to Jay Johnson. I mean, LSU comes out and loses to Florida State in game 1. I mean, they're gonna go nuclear. Fans are, and I'm probably going to include myself in that statement. I mean, I would be very upset.
Oh no, honestly, I was. Oh, if we come out and lose to Florida State, I don't know where LSU. I don't know where LSU could turn. What mood tracker on what happens with Florida State? Because you look at Florida State,
they're in shambles.
That's what I'm saying. Like if LSU loses to Florida State, it's almost like we're running to the same path. Like we're almost on the same path. Like Florida State is a dumpster fire. I don't even know. I don't know what they have over there.
They're just made a new facility.
But they just made a new. That's why Jimbo left Florida State, literally, and they just got a new facility, and he's been at A&M for 4 years.
No. So, but the thing that's going to start, it's going to be a lot like UCLA, where you lose the game and you think, oh well, they're actually going to be a solid team.
Yeah,
and then they're not.
Another worse team is
like our evaluations once again.
And
so overhyped.
And so that's where the pressure's coming from. It's not going to come from the university because Scott Woodward's tied himself to Brian Kelly.
We just gaslight.
Yeah, but it's going to be from the fans. It's going to be from the media. Basically everything but Louisiana State University. It's going to be a big show me year.
Dabo? I was really disappointed last year.
I think Dabo's under pressure, definitely. But I think
from the standard.
I think you can still win 10 games at Clemson. I mean, you're still going to win 10 games and be the ACC champion. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, Wake Forest.
He's not playing in a real conference.
Wake and Pittsburgh every 5 years. You know.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like Pitt's gonna get Kenny Pickett every now and then. You know, once in every 10 years, and so Clemson's gonna get. They're gonna go from Deshaun Watson to Trevor Lawrence to DJ Ugalele.
Kate Klubnik.
Ooh,
Yeah.
good pull on the name.
Hey, I've been practicing Ugalele. He was in QB1. He was the backup for the guy at Bosco. He was the backup for what's his face?
God,
the guy that went to when he went to the cycling. He went to Iowa State. I don't know if he's still there. Oh, what was his name?
Yeah.
Who?
The guy.
Real Mitchell.
Real
Mitchell.
My dog. He got it. Real. I don't know where he's at.
I don't know. He might still be at Iowa State, but he was. I mean, they wanted him. They wanted DJ to be. They
were like, we're ready to get this. I mean, because Real Mitchell's like what? How tall is he?
5'8".
He says 6 foot. But,
don't lie to me.
Temple. He's at Temple.
I think this might be his second transfer because I think he went to UCLA out of high school.
Maybe.
Or, maybe not.
Let's see. High school. Yeah, no, he played at Iowa State, transferred to Temple.
Oh, all right. So now he's at Temple.
And so last year he saw no action. Didn't play at all last year.
2020 season stats: 233 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions.
But yeah, Bosco is ready to get rid of him, ready to get DJ because DJ's legit. I mean, DJ did not play well last year, but I think he might flip a little switch.
He's just young.
But I think a player that's got a lot of pressure is Spencer Rattler.
He probably has the most pressure coming into the season
because I mean, you get a fresh start, but.
Heisman favorite last year, right?
Yeah, Heisman favorite, and he's not going to
benched against Texas.
Yeah, and so I mean, you're in a new spot. You're in the SEC now, even though it's South Carolina. But I mean, you're still under pressure. And
hey, Beamer's a great coach.
Huh? Beamer's a great coach.
They love him.
They love him. South Carolina's bought in.
They're building something really good.
Yeah, I think they're going to be legit.
In Arkansas.
No, you know who's sneaky? Who's about to be sneaky? Tennessee.
Oh yeah,
Tennessee
has got
building.
That train.
He's rolling.
Check it.
I mean, they did spend $8 million on
that quarterback.
On that quarterback, but it's okay. I mean, I understand. I get it.
I wish I had $8 million to spend.
Same. I mean, $8 million to spend as a 17-year-old kid. Right. Like he's literally getting $350K like next week. Or like whenever he announced his commitment, he was gonna get the $350K 2 weeks later.
A little bit better at sports.
I know, right? Exactly.
350.
But
$350K.
James Franklin. I think James Franklin's under pressure.
Yeah,
definitely.
Gundy,
Definitely
under pressure.
Mike Gundy's not. They want to.
Yeah, no, I don't think Mike Gundy's under pressure.
They won the. No, they didn't win.
They didn't win
12,
it, but I mean, they made it to the championship,
yeah.
the Big 12 championship, and just making it. I mean, I think David Aranda's probably under some more pressure. But not really, just because they went from winning 2 games to winning.
What do you mean that?
The
expectations are way higher.
But I think James Franklin. I mean, I think if he wins 9 games, they're fine. I think they're okay with it. Like they're not. They don't care as much as if you're in the SEC. Like if you would have been LSU's coach and you win, not 9, but if you win 7 games this year, they're like.
Yeah, like if Brian Kelly comes out and wins 7 games this year, I think he'll have a problem.
Yeah, especially from the fans.
Among the fan base, but like. From Scott Woodward's perspective, like Brian Kelly said in his presser last week, he had when he got here on was that January 4th or whatever, they had 39 scholarship players.
Right, they're gonna be at 84.
They're gonna be at 84. They started spring with 84 players, and they're getting players coming in the summertime, like guys that they signed in the high school class. So they'll be well over that 84, 85 number. So it's like he pretty much had to rebuild the whole roster when he got here. So that's why I say, how deep LSU was in it.
Left an NCAA sanction. Yeah. Like what he did was like
NCAA-esque. The same thing that's about to happen to Matt McMahon. But
O didn't have any sanctions.
Yeah, but O did it himself. But Brian Kelly, and not only has he filled the roster up, he filled it up with some guys. Those are some legit players. I think the spring game is going to be fun to watch, especially from the quarterback perspective. I mean, it's just going to be fun because Miles talked to us after practice yesterday, and he was like, "Well, this is like my 6th quarterback competition. Yeah, I'm ready for it, and I'm just ready to see what he does because I think he can win the job.
Does he look good?
We didn't get to see much of him yesterday. There was a lot of Jaden Daniels yesterday.
Tiger Droppers go.
Yeah.
Tiger Droppers is probably going flames right now.
But I'm ready to see because Miles, obviously, his arm is talented enough.
Oh my God,
I mean, he's crazy
thrower of a football.
Yeah, and so I want to. It's going to be fun to watch that quarterback competition because you have 4 guys that are legit quarterbacks. I'm happy that Walker's not going to have to play. Let him rest. But you got Nussmeier, who if he calms down a little, He's a legit quarterback because he is so talented. You have Jaden Daniels, who you saw what he did at Arizona State, not last year, but before.
The year before.
And also he gives you a different aspect with his legs, but
Lightning in the bottle.
he's got a cannon.
He does.
And you got Miles Brennan, who, I mean, the first 3 games of 2020 were kind of hard to watch because of defensively, but I mean, he was slinging the thing. I mean, he was playing legit. And so it's fun. It's going to be exciting to see how that turns out. But yeah, it's going to be a field day for Tiger droppings after yesterday with Jaden Daniels getting all the first team snaps.
I wish we did our research before. We could have done like most toxic posts of the weekend.
I'm about to scroll through here. Scroll through old Tiger drop and see. Oh.
Stu, if you can go on NID.
Let's see. Oh, nothing crazy. A lot of baseball stuff. They were calling for Jay Johnson's head Friday, and now they're happy with him.
You gotta love it.
Typical LSU.
But yeah, I mean, it was just it was an interesting weekend.
Did y'all see Joe Burrow at UFC?
I wish he would have said "Go Tigers" instead of "Who Dey."
Little Olivia getting a little.
Yeah, he's got his girlfriend there with him. Shout out to her.
Girl with him.
Play it.
Shout out to her,
Joey
man.
B.
Look at that. God, look at that man. Shout out.
Shout out,
Shout
Joe.
out.
Joey B.
Miss you, Joe.
The guy.
Miss you, bro.
The guy.
You Joe calls the shots. Wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe. Fuck, she got in the shot.
You too,
Scoot
Libby.
the camera over, son.
Like she purposely sat in them, and then the Super Bowl, she purposely sat in the
In between her parents. Yeah, in between parents.
I'm getting this air
For sure.
So you can't get the parent shot without.
Clout Demon.
That was a Ronnie Riggs move.
That was 100% a wrong move.
Ron, you got some competition, bud.
Yeah, no, definitely to see who the real Clout Demon is. But speaking of the Clout Demons, we are on social media now. We've got Twitter, we've got Instagram, we've got TikTok. Stewie and Ron are going to be heading those up. Me and Jack are still going to get in there some.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a free for all for the Clout Demons. You know, it's not going to be
who can get the most clout.
Yeah, we're just gonna have fun. But yeah, go give it a follow. It's Clout Demons with a Z. On
Z's,
Twitter,
right?
well, Instagram's got 2 Z's. So on Twitter, it's Clout Demons. Here, I'll type it. You know what? I'm gonna type it out for you. On Twitter, it's Clout Demons _
Then I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, that's what I'm putting it on here. Clout Demons Twitter, and then Instagram. So IG is Clout Demons with 2 Z's and _. So yeah, go give those a follow. TikTok is the same as Twitter, but go give those a follow. We're gonna be here every Sunday night. We're gonna get video calls rolling. Not tonight, but
we will have Joe Burrow next week.
I wish. Give those a follow and comment on the first post on Twitter and Instagram. And we'll try to get y'all in for a little video call next Sunday.
Your one
if we can
shining
get it
moment.
going. Y'all can get in here and you know, give some takes.
And then you can lie and say you had a video call with Jordy Culotta, but
Yeah,
it was
you can say
actually on his channel, but they don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I mean, you can just say you were on the Jordy Culotta show. You don't have
We
to
got
know.
you.
We don't have to talk about the Clout Demons. But yeah, give those a follow. We're gonna try to just make this we're gonna try to have some fun with it.
Yeah, we're going to get some guests next week.
Yep. And speaking of guests, tomorrow morning on the Jordy Culotta show, we've got quite the big guest.
Are we supposed to?
We don't have a time for it yet, but Jordy said he will be getting Tyrann Mathieu in studio tomorrow.
What?
Which is awesome.
Yes.
Mr. Badger is coming.
The GOAT.
Clown Demons.
No, Clout Demons, Patrick. Don't you disrespect us like that ever again.
I bet Patrick has TikTok.
But yeah, so give all the socials a follow. Tune in to the Jordy Culotta show tomorrow. It's gonna be one for the books.
And mic'd up.
And mic'd up 11 to 1 tomorrow. Tune in. I don't know. Do you have any guests tomorrow?
Any guests
tomorrow?
Sam Burns.
Sam Burns.
Sam Burns.
Number 10 golfer in the world.
Talking a little golf tomorrow.
Mic'd up. Be there, people.
A little golf and baseball.
But yeah, we appreciate y'all coming out and watching with us and getting active.
Insane clout pod. That's good. All right.
That's good stuff.
I love you, Patrick.
That's a good one.
Appreciate y'all coming out.
Hold on, Devin Steve in the chat says Kurt Angle.
That's me.
Curly Kurt Angle.
Curly Kurt Angle.
It's WrestleMania week.
Yeah. Dude, I haven't watched WrestleMania.
I was just say it used to be
Did they
big.
watch that as a kid, your parents?
Yeah, I was big
okay.
wrestling, dude. I was like, Before I fell into like basketball, it was wrestling. It was
How many-
Randy Orton.
Oh, John Cena.
How many wrestling moves have you pulled on your
Oh,
brother?
Max. Oh, Max has gotten. I mean, I've put him through a table, man. I mean, he's gotten it all.
He's gotten the
He's
619.
got it all.
He said he
I
put
wish
him
I
through a
could do the
table.
619. That'd be awesome.
Poor Max.
Shout out to Max. Shout out to the Red Storm freshman team. They won the championship today in their tournament.
Really?
Ring him. I don't know.
Did he Joe Burrow ring me?
Let's see if he's got that. He's got a picture of the ring, I think. Let's see.
DDT, his little brother.
Yeah, no, dude. I used to put him through it, man. Where's this kid at? Got the ring on him. Look at that guy. Ring me. Ring that man. Look at that big ring on that finger, huh? Look at that guy.
Real gold?
Is that real gold on that ring? But yeah, shout out to the champion. But yeah, appreciate y'all.
Stopping by, enjoying your Sunday on the Lord's night.
Yeah.
Thank you for staying with us, even though the soundboard wasn't working. We gave Stewie props in the soundboard, bro.
Yeah, hey, shout out to Stewie for staying calm in the pocket, man. You know, the pocket started to collapse. The offensive line didn't do too
Jaden
well.
Daniels stepped up.
But he stepped up. He made it happen.
Jaden Daniels stepped up.
Sorry, Miles.
But yeah, we'll be back with y'all next Sunday. Jordy and Mikey tomorrow, 7 to 9, 11 to 1.
I will sage the house for Mr. Badger. There will be no sin.
Yes. But yeah, you know, follow us on the socials. Clout Demons with a Z.
Follow Ronnie Riggs.
Yeah, shout out to Ronnie Riggs, the OG Clout Demon, the real deal.
I'm about to pull up his social so y'all see Ron. Y'all go follow my guy Ron.
Follow my guy Ronnie. But yeah, give those socials a follow. We're gonna let Stewie and Ronnie run with them. We're gonna clip some of this fun stuff out.
Follow my dude Ron,
Yeah,
man.
follow
Follow Ron.
7,000 followers. That's the Clout Demon. That's the Clout Demon if I've ever
followers,
seen one.
dude.
Shout out to the guy.
Shout out to this dude though.
This was the Jordy Culotta show.
Oh yeah, I mean we're sitting at freaking 4,000. But yeah, hey, we'll see y'all next Sunday. Clout Demons. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks for hanging out with us.